Crack them.
White.
White.
Yeah. I'm not building. White, weak.
I can't see him.
Dead. That's the dude we just killed. That's unfortunate.
Oh my.
No way we get it for a third time. Oh my god, poor guy.
Fortnite Reload is exactly what I've wanted from Fortnite for a very long time now. This is a game mode that is just incredibly fun and just brings us back to what made Fortnite Fortnite. It is something that I'm so glad they actually saw the issues we had in the previous season, or rather the current season is a better way to put it, with Chapter 5, and gave us an alternative for people who just do not have any interest or less of an interest in the current seasons of the game, pretty much. Because if you don't know, Fortnite Reload is this brand new game mode that they just released a couple days ago, where you basically drop in on this new map that is very similar and based off of the OG Chapter 1 map, and you will basically, it's resurgence from Call of Duty. If you've played that, that'll just make it very easy. If you're already familiar with that game, you'll spawn in like normal on the bus. If you drop in and you die right away, well, as long as you have another teammate alive, you will in fact respawn after about 30 seconds up until the idea of endgame, where it'll have a 1 minute and 30-second countdown where it'll basically let you know when reboots are about to end, so you will not be able to be rebooted. There's no reboot cards or anything like that. That's the only way to be rebooted. I think this is awesome. Also, if your team dies, it's another way. If your team dies before you get rebooted, pretty much, you will not come back. This is an amazing mode. It is a very fast-paced. I do think there are some problems that I am going to be talking about. That's like the main reason I even want to make this video in the first place, because I mean, everyone has already talked good stuff about it. I got to give my criticisms because I mean, that's just how it is, right? That's just how I am. If you are really passionate about something, you will critique it, all right? I'm going to give my positives, though, right off the bat, because, of course, there's so much to talk about, though, when it comes to this. It is a great, fantastic mode. I think I've said that about 4 different times in this video by now. It's currently, as of the making of this video, only available in squads, but later on, duos is coming. It will be out by the time this video is up, so that'll be fun to try out. I'm looking forward to that because squads is just not my thing, and I think the game mode will only improve once duos comes out. But yeah, the main factor of this that makes this so much better than current Fortnite in terms of the regular Battle Royale is the fact that not only does it have the original art style of the game, but it also has the original loot pool of the game. We have the pump, we have the scar, the bolt sniper, one of my favorite weapons they've ever added into the game, that hasn't been in the regular version of Battle Royale since Chapter 2 Season 7. Season OG doesn't count because of course it was going to be in Season OG, but other than that, in a brand new season, we've not seen the bolt sniper since Chapter 2 Season 7, which is just weird to me, but regardless, I'm glad that we're finally seeing it in this mode. It took them a couple months to make this. They were very quiet about it. It was a surprise, and out of nowhere, out of the blue, there was no leaks for this at all. They just dropped this, and it's honestly, I'm glad it wasn't leaked, because I'm going to be real. After Season OG, I really was not very positive about Fortnite's direction. I mean, I'm still not when it comes to the actual main game mode. I think that bullet drop, which is completely absent from Fortnite Reload, by the way, bullet drop does not belong in Fortnite, in my opinion. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of cars in this game. Like, I kind of miss the days where we didn't have cars constantly. Just changes the speed of the game a little bit. I don't know. It's not the biggest deal. It's just like I thought that they would at some point vault them. I don't know. They've vaulted and unvaulted so many things over the years, and it's just like now with this new season of Fortnite, it's just massively just cars. That's like the whole game. You can't even play the game regularly. It's just a totally different. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't like it. The whole point with Fortnite, in my opinion, the whole reason to play the game, obviously this doesn't apply to people who like zero build, but is building. And when you're changing the gameplay, basically the way that it worked before was the gunplay was simplified in terms of having hit scan weapons instead of bullet drop, because the building mechanic took so much skill. That's where the skill was. The gun skill wasn't as challenging. There wasn't as much of a skill ceiling, pretty much, whereas the building was that skill gap. That's completely just, they just threw that out the window in more recent seasons of the game with bullet drop. It's just, I know why, it's because now they're trying to focus on zero build and everything, but I don't know, man, it just doesn't work for me. But Fortnite Reload, man, having these OG weapons back, being on the, what feels like a miniature version of the OG map, but with new locations, which is all I've ever wanted from a new map in Fortnite, I'm gonna be completely real. Just keep that same art style, that same look, but just with new POIs. I mean, I know this isn't exactly what that is because the new POIs, quote unquote, most of them are still just old POIs or recreations of old POIs. But realistically, they could make another map for this in the future, a second map, not a replacement. This is the map that needs to stay, man. This map is awesome. I love this map so far. But as a second map, maybe they can have a map rotation. They don't want to do that with the main Battle Royale. Well, at least do it with Fortnite Reload. Have a map rotation system where, you know, new maps come out and you just keep certain maps are available at this period of time of the day, just like Apex. I mean, they copied COD with this, all right? Let's be completely real. I mean, COD copied absolutely everything about Fortnite. The battle pass system, the season system, all of that was copied from Fortnite. The idea of Warzone, a battle royale for Call of Duty, or Blackout before that, that was not even a thing before Fortnite came out. Let's be completely real. That was not even on their radar. The point is, all these games copy each other anyways, and it's only good for us players when they do things and they copy good stuff from these games in order to make these games better. So I think a map rotation in the future would be awesome for this particular game mode. If they ever add new maps, they could do something like a complete desert map instead, with the whole map is the desert biome, or the whole map is the jungle biome or the snow biome. Like, they don't have to make them just these small snippets of the map. They could make full-on maps because of the fact that they just have this much smaller map that they have to make for this game mode. 40 players, by the way, I did not mention that earlier. It's only 40 players, but because of all the reboots, it is a very chaotic game. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with this mode. Apparently it's permanent. I don't know. They haven't really specifically said if it is or not. I'm going to imply. It seems like it's implied that it is. It seems like a brand new mode in the sense of Lego, Fortnite Festival, like those modes. Rocket Racing, totally forgot about that. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it's a new game mode in that situation, especially because the fact, if you look at the player count is pretty much the same. If you compare Battle Royale and combine it with the ranked mode and everything like that, if you add up all the regular Battle Royale modes, including zero builds, you know, and then you do the same for Reload, it's about the same, at least the last time I checked it. They both have about 500k players between the two modes. That's pretty crazy that it's very similar. And I'm going to be completely real. I feel like a lot of people would move over to Reload if there was a ranked mode for it, but there's no ranked mode for it. So about 100k players are sitting there playing ranked, and they, you know, because they want to play ranked, but they can't really play it on Reload. I don't know if they'd want to do that, have a ranked Reload mode that just split the players a lot even more. But I'm just saying, like, if there was a hypothetical Reload ranked mode, I'm sure there'd be even more people on Reload, is my guess, because it has way more of a competitive loot pool than anything the current seasons have had for a very long time. I'm not saying the loot pool is perfect or anything, which is exactly what one of my issues is. I think that shockwaves and grapplers are just too common, man. This is a hot topic, I feel like, or hot take rather, because a lot of people love these things. I think they do. But in squads in particular, from what I've played, it is so obnoxious, all right? I'm going to be real. Unless you have a full squad where you're playing as a team, which I know that's just like how squads is best, you know, it's just the best way to play it. Unfortunately, I don't have friends that play this game anymore, for the most part. I mean, not consistently, at least. I can't get a whole squad on this game anymore. It's not 2018. That's just not how it works anymore. So when I'm forced to play squads, I have to play with randoms because, especially in this game mode, you want to be able to respawn, so you can't just play no-fill. And even if I did play no-fill, that sounds horrible. I'm not Tfue, and even then, Tfue's probably not going to be able to play like this nowadays, because nowadays, not only is the skill gap much higher, but also there's skill-based matchmaking, unlike back in 2018, where people were solo squatting and absolutely wiping lobbies. Yeah, that's not going to happen nowadays, for the average player especially, or even slightly above average. Good luck with that. But my point is, shockwaves, people just shockwave towards you constantly. I don't know, it's just... It's so frustrating when something like that happens. Like, let me get out of here. You are 4 different people. I just respawned. There's nothing I can do with my gray AR against you guys. Why are you constantly sitting there focusing me? I get it. I do the same thing. I'm going to be completely real. I mean, I even snipe people out of the sky because it's not hard, which is another complaint I have. I don't think they should vault shockwaves or anything, or vault anything of those guys, like the grappler, none of that. Just make it a tiny bit more rare, just a tiny bit. I don't know what it is, or maybe it's just an issue with squads, because I'm gonna be real, I don't like squads in general. So maybe this complaint doesn't mean anything anyways, because again, it could just be an issue in squads where everyone has goddamn shockwaves and they all just shockwave towards me, and it's a 1v4, and it's just because I just spawned in, like I said, and I'm playing with randoms, so they're usually not very cooperative. I don't know, it's just not a great experience. But again, that might be fixed once they add duos and possibly even solos. And yes, solos can work. They've done it in COD with this same type of game mode. Just make it so that you have to survive a certain amount of time on the ground, and then you can get another respawn up until the point where respawns do get cut off at endgame. You know, same thing basically, just no teammates involved. But the next issue I have, like I said, this is what I was going to touch on. When you spawn in build modes, you don't have any overshield like you would in zero build. I think that there should be some sort of overshield while you're in the sky. Just a little bit, just that extra 50 HP, I feel like could make all the difference, because currently it is way too easy to be beamed out of the sky. I mean, I've done it to people back to back. I've spawn killed people back to back. Like this guy right here, he could not get out of his spawn. I sniped him with the deagle twice in a row. I kind of felt bad after. I mean, I laughed because I'm gonna be real, that was kind of funny, because then I missed all my shots on other people, but this one particular guy, I was just locked on laser towards him. I don't know, you know, but if that was me, I'm gonna be real, I'd probably be hitting my desk. You know, I'd just be real upset after that. And it's not a fun experience for the person involved. So I'm gonna say add some overshield, or just some sort of shield in general, only when you are in the sky, and only for a second. And speaking of the reboot thing, just give us a gray tac instead of a gray AR. I'm gonna be completely real, we need a shotgun, okay? We need a shotgun. Could be the worst shotgun in the game, gray, doesn't matter. A shotgun is all we need. I'd take the Ranger shotgun over a common AR. And I don't like the Ranger shotgun. Only having one shot, that thing is trash, okay? But if that was the case, I'd rather have that over just a regular AR, because I'm just screwed, especially if I'm getting shot out of the sky. Even if I didn't die out of the sky, I'm getting shot, and I'm probably gonna have like 30 HP max by the time I get on the ground. And then you have all these trash cans shockwaving over to me, thinking they're real talented. And I know that's just part of the game mode, right? But I think it's exaggerated a bit with having shockwaves, with having squad mode, with not having any sort of spawn protection whatsoever. And I think these could definitely improve the game mode if we did something about that, aka allowing duos, which we will be having. So I'm not complaining about that. That was going to be one of my things that I was talking about, but they announced duos today, so that's not really a problem. It's just mostly the fact that all these things in combination with one another do hurt the game mode for sure. But other than that, I've been having an absolute blast. I've been getting on every day, which I cannot say I've been doing with Fortnite for the last couple of months. I have not. I've only gotten on to play Save the World occasionally to get some XP, some V-Bucks. I don't even care for V-Bucks, to be completely honest. I have 10K. I don't spend them on anything. I don't care for skins anymore in this game. I don't care for skins in general in games anymore, to be completely honest, for the most part. I mean, if they cost real money, I'm not buying. It just doesn't interest me anymore. I mean, that just had to happen, I guess, after spending so much money on this game in the past. Finally, I don't want to say I grew up, but I'm gonna be real, that's probably what happened. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video pretty much. There's not much else to say about this. This mode is an absolute W. There's nothing else, there's not much else to say about it. I know I just said I grew up, and then I said W in a sentence like that. But either way, point is, Epic Games, you did some great stuff. Keep this in the game, please. And also in the future, I would like to see new maps with this game mode. If you change the loot pool, keep the core weapons the same. Only change out certain things. Like, in my opinion, if you're going to get rid of guns, get rid of things like the hammer AR. I like that gun for sure. Probably one of the best things they've added in Chapter 3. But I think that those are the types of weapons you should remove. The things that aren't as popular, maybe the revolver, not so much. Things like that you can get rid of. But keep the SCAR, the pump, the TAC, keep the basic AR or whatever, keep these weapons and the bolt sniper in the game no matter what, okay? These are staples, all right? They should be the basic prime part of the loot pool no matter what. If you're going to change things, you're going to revolt some stuff so that you can add new stuff. Don't get rid of the pump. If we wanted to play a game that didn't have the pump or the SCAR, I'm going to go and I'm going to play the regular Battle Royale, which I'm not playing. So my point is, I don't want that. I want the regular pump shotgun. I want the regular SCAR. The AK, that's another thing. Love that. One last real quick issue I do have, which is not going to be fixed. I'm completely aware of this by now, but in a perfect world, it would be fixed. And that is the fact that the movement is still, in my opinion, really trash. I just don't like the current Chapter 5 movement. I think that it was absolute peak. The movement was amazing. I was so on board with pretty much every update they've ever added with the movement in terms of sliding, mantling, doing all of that stuff. It was just great. It was great. You know, even hurdling or whatever it was called, just all of that stuff. was pretty good. I think it was peak in Season OG. I even thought that it really complemented the OG map by now being able to use this new movement on the old map. But then Chapter 5, and it just started, you know, we were on the peak and now we're going down. That's really what Chapter 5 is, and in my opinion, we went way down. Sure, they improved it a bit, but it's just awful still. I don't like it. It still feels clunky. It doesn't feel like Fortnite in that sense. I mean, I've gotten used to it at this point, but I'm going to be completely real. It should not be in this mode at the very least. It's not going to happen, though, because even Save the World has this horrible movement, so I've accepted that that will not change. The only thing that might change is if they ever update it in, like, Chapter 6 or Chapter 7 or, you know, just whatever. You know, they might update it again. They've been very well known to be updating the movement, so maybe they update it down the road again. That's the only thing I can hope. I also want to say, I've kind of already said this very lightly, but I do want to say the OG art style is amazing. I love it. It's what every Fortnite season should be, in my opinion. I just love the look of it. It's exactly what I remember. It's exactly what I love to see. It just looks so good. This is why every time people are comparing the old graphics, the new graphics, it's not the graphics, okay? The graphics nowadays look better because we're talking about Unreal Engine 5. We're talking about the lumen settings and stuff you can use. All of that is great, right? It's technically ray tracing. That's not what I'm comparing, right? We're always comparing the art style, how the buildings look, the cars, how the characters look, the grass, the sky, the lighting, all of that stuff. I mean, lighting, I guess, is graphics, but I mean, just it makes for a perfect look, that cartoony look that Fortnite has been missing for so long. And I know we saw this in Season OG, but I just wanted to say that I love that it's back, and hopefully for a permanent time. That'd be nice. This is what Fortnite looks like. This is what Fortnite feels like, and I'm so glad, other than the movement, that we have this game mode, and it's pretty close to perfect, in my opinion. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.